people were always like talking about how big of a dick you were and how big of an ego you had, and like that would stop you from getting signed.
Russo'sBrand.com, where the pros are the pros. EC3. How long were you in the wrestling business when you realized, okay, wait a minute, I'm not quite sure this is what I thought it was? And like, what was the instance? Can you remember? Was it a series of events? Was it just one event when you were like introduced to the bubble and you're like, and like the light bulb went off and you got what the wrestling business was? Can you remember, bro?
I have two. One, I'll tell JT Lightning, rest in peace, Cleveland wrestling legend. Was a veteran around here, around these parts, and I was wrestling him on some like little bar show, which now that I think about it, man, I'm probably older than he was at that time. That's crazy because he looked like he was 48, but he's gearing up for the match. And like, I'm pretty new. I'm fairly decent and like comfortable, but like still everything is kind of called and planned, where he's not really talking, and I'm like, what do you want to do, sir? Whatever, blah. But he pulls out these knee pads, and they're bright green, and he slips them on. He goes, you know what I do when I wear green, guys? Puts one on. I wear my green knee pads. And then I'm an asshole who's kind of witty, and I go, that's weird because I have my brown knee pads on for when I wrestle pieces of shit. And then he just wouldn't talk to me. And then he beat me. I mean, he stiffed me, whatever, and he made me fucking tap out to his, like, he was safe, but like, I'm going to show you. And I'm like, whatever.
Right.
We'll fucking hit. I don't care. But the one time it really sunk in was I was in developmental with FCW, and I had apparently a gigantic amount of residual heat I had no idea I had from my time in OVW trying to get signed. So in OVW, I went down to the intermediate Rip Rogers class to hopefully get on the radar, where they'd often pull guys and use them in get-over matches for TV talent. And, just to be in the system, to get looked at like, hey, I'm here. Look at me. Okay. And I wrestled Dan Rodman, in a get-over match for him. And whatever, he beats me up, and he beats me. Boom. But it was like the crowd was into it because like I sold really well, and it was kind of exciting, and like I kind of got over and like in the ass kicking, which is cool. And I'm like, oh good, yeah, like that felt great. Like, and I did the business and did the favor. And I come to the back, and I'm just kind of pumped up, and I have a weird personality, and I'm kind of a dick, and I just said, all right, that's how we do TV. Boom. I'm like, yeah. Okay. And then there's this affirmated gentleman we're going to talk about was one of them, but like all the TV guys, all the like nearly there OVW guys, like that's how you do TV. All right, is what I come out there saying. By the time that got around the locker room, that dude came back screaming, he's the best guy here. He's the only one that knows how to do TV. Who the fuck does he think he is? Blah. And I had no idea. Yeah. I had no idea. And then for months I'm showing up and and people are kind of cold to me. And it's like, well, it's probably because I'm in better shape than them. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. And I work hard, whatever. And then I get hurt, whatever. I go home, have surgery. Eventually I get signed. I'm back in FCW. A couple months go by and like did something. And TJ Wilson goes, oh, that's how you do TV. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, you remember, I heard you said that in OVW. You said you're the only guy who knows how to do TV. I went, what? He's like, you don't know? Dude, that's the guy that knows how to do TV guy for years. And people were always like talking about how big of a dick you were and how big of an ego you had. And like that would stop you from getting signed because you just walked around talking about how you're the only one that knows how to do TV and you're better than everybody. And it was like, this guy all said it, punk. And I'm like, are you fucking like, so it took me years to get around the fact that saying one thing led to just my complete and utter burial by people who did not know the context nor see it happen and just assume. And that's kind of when wrestling, I was like, okay, everybody's a fucking idiot. Got it. Now I know this. Oh, well. The end of that story does have a payoff, though. Let's go to Las Vegas, where CM Punk does the pipe bomb promo, right? And we don't know if that's a work or a shoot. And I'm going to backstage because we're doing NXT. Game-changing promo happens, and we're like, what the hell is going on? And I'm like standing by a monitor, and it like he rushes to the back like he's leaving. He rushes to the back, and I'm watching TV, and I kind of look at him and go, dude, that was awesome. And he's like, that's how you do TV. He fucking laughed.
Yeah.